One. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Just please give a brief introduction about yourself, your name, and where you're from.
Hi, I'm THAM and I'm from Ipoh, Perak.
All right. I am
Hello, guys.
Dinesharajan Naidu. Sorry. I'm Dinesharajan Naidu, and I'm from Selangor, Jenjarum, Selangor.
Hello, guys. I'm ZIXIN and I'm from Selangor, Puchang.
All right. So today we are going to be discussing common types of encryption, communication encryption types, and also we're going to be talking about how encryption protects data from being altered. So to start off, Tham will be talking about what was it again?
Symmetric encryption.
All right, Tham, you can start off with explaining about what symmetric encryption is.
All right.
So since Tham will be talking about symmetric encryption, I will be talking about hash encoding, and seal will be talking about asymmetric. Is that right?
Asymmetric.
Yes.
Yeah, asymmetric.
Right.
I think so. Asymmetric encryption. So.
And yeah, I will be talking about hash encoding, which is different from encryption, which I will further explain later on. So Tham, are you ready? You can start now.
I can't share screen.
If you wait, let me give you your. All right. Can you check now? Can you share screen now?
Okay.
All right. Nice.
Okay, can you see?
Yeah, I can see your slide. Don't worry.
Okay. Symmetric encryption. What is symmetric encryption? Symmetric encryption is a type of encryption where only one key, a secret key, is used to both encrypt and decrypt an electronic information. The entities communicating via symmetric encryption must exchange the key so that it can be used in the decryption process. Encryption. Data is converted to a form that cannot be understood by anyone who does not process the secret key to decrypt it. Once the intended recipient who possesses the key has the message, the algorithm reverses its action so that the message is returned to its original and understandable form. The secret key that the sender and recipient both use could be a specific password or code, or it can be a random string or letters or numbers that have been generated by a secure random number generator, RNG. Next, there are two types of symmetric encryption algorithms: block algorithms and string algorithms. Block algorithms. Set lengths of bits are encrypted in blocks of electronic data with the use of a specific secret key. As the data is being encrypted, the system holds the data in its memory as it waits for a complete block. String algorithms, data is encrypted as it strings instead of being retained in the system memories. Some examples of symmetric encryption algorithm include AES, Advanced Encryption Standard, EES, Data Encryption Standard, IDEA, International Data Encryption Algorithm, Blowfish drop-in replacement for ES or IDE, RC4, Reverse Cipher 4, RC5, RC6, and ASES, IDEA, Blowfish, RC5, and RC6 are block ciphers, and only RC4 is stream cipher. Okay, that's all. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much, Tham Chiu, for a brief explanation about symmetric encryption. So next up will be ZIXIN. So could you explain? Could you just tell us what are you going to be talking about?
Okay, I will be talking about the asymmetric encryption, which is similar but different to symmetric encryption. So I will share the screen right now.
Thank you.
The following encryption types is asymmetric encryption. Asymmetric encryption is also known as public key cryptography or public key encryption. It is a relatively new method compared to the symmetric encryption. It uses mathematically linked public and private key pairs to encrypt and decrypt senders and recipients' sensitive data. The public key is open to everyone. Anyone can access it and encrypt data with it. However, once encrypted, that data can only be unlocked by using the corresponding private key. So how asymmetric encryption works? So for example, today Alice, the sender, and Bob, the recipient, want to continually send a confidential file back and forth to each other. They give their own unique and respective public key to each other. Alice then uses Bob's public key to encrypt the file and sends the file to Bob. Upon receipt of the file, Bob uses his private key to decrypt the file and access its contents. No one other than Bob, not even Alice, can decrypt this file because no one other than Bob knows Bob's private key. The same process applies when Bob wants to send the file back to Alice. Bob types it to Alice's public key, and Alice uses her private key to decrypt the file. So the differences between symmetric and asymmetric encryption is symmetric encryption is an old technique, while asymmetric encryption is a modern encryption technique. In the terms of numbers of keys, symmetric encryption uses a single key for encryption and decryption, while asymmetric encryption uses two keys, which are public and private key, for encryption and decryption. Symmetric encryption is less secure, while asymmetric encryption is more safer. Symmetric encryption is a fast technique, while asymmetric encryption is slower in terms of speed. The algorithms used in symmetric encryption is RC4, EES, EES, 3DES, and quad, while the algorithms used in asymmetric encryption is RSA, Diffie-Hellman, and ECC algorithms. And that's all from me about the explanation of asymmetric encryption. Now I'll pass the presentation to Dinesh.
All right, thank you so much. Actually, that was quite interesting on how you explained the differences between asymmetric and symmetric. I see that it's much safer to use asymmetric. I did not know that only either person can decrypt the files, not both of them can decrypt the files. That's actually very interesting at how secure it is and how they made it secure. All right. So I will be talking about hash encoding. Now, just to explain, just to give a quick summary, what is encoding basically? Encoding is to change one format of a file to another format using a scheme. Now, this process is reversible. And why we need to do this? It's to check the file's integrity so that the file, when transferred to another person, such as I want to transfer my project files to THAM, I want to make sure the project file actually stands and it is the same as the one I sent and it's not altered or hacked or anything. So encoding is reversible, as I said. That means once you change it from one format to another, so let's say you want to change a PDF to Word, you can change it back to PDF from Word. Now, what does hash encoding mean? Hashing encode. Well, it involves basically taking that format and changing it into a non-reversible format. So you take the file and change it to a format that cannot be reversed. So hashing basically is used to send two copies of the file, one to check whether or not the file is the same and it has remained its integrity. Meaning, let's say I give an example. I want to send some private information such as our company's bank information. He needs it for a transaction. Okay, I will send a copy of the file and also a hash of the file. Now, if at his end he receives the file, so both the normal file and the hash, and he translates the normal file into a hash, and it matches the hash that I sent him. That means there was no hacking involved with between our transaction. So the files sent between me and Tom are the same, and the integrity of the file is secure. So this prevents any hacking, any compromisation of info between two parties. So yeah, that's basically what hash encoding is. And normally for encryption, you will need to add a code, right? For hashing, there's no code. It's just changing it to a unreadable, not to say unreadable, into a format that cannot be changed back to the original format. So basically that's it for hash encoding. And now we're just going to describe, next up we're going to describe some like how encryption protects the data, ensures that the data is protected. So I'm going to let the two experts on encryption, to start off. And how does encryption protect its data? Just to give a brief summary. Any one of you, you can choose whoever wants to say.
Okay, I will start first.
All right.
Okay, I think encryption is the process of taking plain text like a text message or email and scrambling it into an unreadable format called ciphertext. This helps protect the confidentiality of digital data, either stored on computer system or transmitted through a network like the internet. Okay.
Was it that two types of encryption, though, if I was not mistaken, block and
Yeah,
another one
block and stream algorithm.
Block and stream algorithm. So block will keep, if I'm not mistaken, block will keep a part of the file in its memory and encrypt the rest. So once you enter the key, such as password or any string, so it will allow us to read the file. Is that it?
Yes, yes.
All right. CHEE, would you like to add to this? Question, to add to what? How does encryption protect its data?
So actually, I find this cloud encryption in a website. So it's basically talking about how cloud or something like this or like others way. I'll just go through that website. Yeah, this one. So how encryption can help you to protect your sensitive data. So it mentioned a lot types of encryptions. So I'm choosing the cloud encryption. So in my slide, say that most of us use cloud storage to access to our data if the internet connection is available. So even if there is a breach or the cloud provider system is compromised, the data bad actors obtained will be useless to them without the decryption key. So users can choose the variety of products based on their needs and the offer encryption features. And this is the examples of the apps and this encrypto is free, while iDrive is a paid apps, I think so. Yeah.
Oh, all right. I never knew you would need to pay for security on cloud storage. I just normally use Google Drive, but that's interesting. So I think that's it from for this one. I just didn't know that there is multiple levels of encryption. I guess that's how this information, our data, is able to be secured, because there is multiple levels of places where the encryption lies. So for cloud, your disk, you can encrypt your folders. So yeah, I guess that's how our data is secured. Alright, I think we can end this discussion here. Thank you so much
Yeah.
to ZIXIN
Thank you all.
for
Thank you,
presenting.
guys.
I learned a lot today. Thank you so much. So yeah, thank you and goodbye.